I'm J.W. Wilson, and I'm the Executive Director of the Advanced Learning Institute, where really we do research on the neurological and the genetic basis of learning and behavior change. And my son, Jacob, just recently passed away from an overdose. And you would think a guy like me who knows all this thing about neuroscience, and I've worked with addiction companies and with wounded warriors using our science to help alleviate addiction, my son dies from it. And this is what's so insidious about this disease. And the camera asked me to talk a little bit about, what causes disease, why does it happen? Well, really, if you've got a child, they've probably experimented in something you don't know about yet. And depending on their genetic makeup, that experimentation could plug them to being in an addict for their whole life. And that's what happened to my son. We have a genetic profiles, different ones in our species, and some of us, about 5% of us, have some that if we take little bits of drugs or alcohol, it turns on a thing called epigenetics that changes our gene expression. So basically we become addicts our whole lives. So the trick is figuring out where your son is, where your daughter is, what they're using in their life, and how you support them to really have meaning in their life. The reason we take drugs we forget is because there's something we're not getting in our life that we think the drugs can help us to get. So if I was going to say anything, I would ask you to look at your own children, ask them the questions about what is going on in their life, what's really meaningful to them, and have they considered drugs as a way to make their life more interesting and more meaningful. And if they have, use that as a starting point to work with your children to help transform their belief system, their acts, their thoughts, their behaviors around something that can add more value to our world than taking drugs.